Right, guys, welcome back to your Fog of Wrestling Top 5 Moments, this time of SmackDown, April 25th. It is. So basically, before we get into this, it was a pretty close list. There was multiple segments and matches that could have made this list, but one segment in particular that was so close to making it, so close that I think we need to give an honourable mention, and that is the debut of Randy Orton. Basically, we see him for the first time. He's in the dressing room with McMahon and Stacy Keibler. McMahon's putting over his father, talking about Cowboy Bob Orton and how he had that nagging injury that had made him wear a cast for like 2 decades so he could cheat to win. And Orton was going like, "Yeah, great guy," and then McMahon says, "Your grandfather was a great wrestler too," and he didn't even mention his name, so that just proves McMahon didn't even fucking know.
Or anything he did.
That just proves McMahon didn't. Either McMahon doesn't know who the guy is, or he wasn't that good. Let's be real.
For all we know, this whole lie about Orton being a third
He
generation.
might not. It could be second generation.
McMahon's botched here.
You know, and his grandfather doesn't exist, and because McMahon will admit that he was wrong, he's just called him third generation forever. That could be the case.
That's a McMahon thing.
Then McMahon's like, "I'm giving him a tryout match tonight. It's Randy Orton," you know.
Big.
But this is actually not the first time we've seen Randy Orton on TV.
Seen him in a bar, didn't we?
Yeah, an ABA fucking bar brawl. So there you go, Randy Orton. Technically, he's not even making his debut. He's not making his debut on our list either because he was only 6 and we only count the top 5. But still, I thought we'd give an honourable mention. McMahon leaves. Stacy Keibler admires Orton's hands. Says he's got hands like fucking shovels. Asked him to take his shirt off and he's flexing his muscles, his body, and Stacy Keibler's trying to show him a couple of moves before the match starts. She places his hand on her hips, and then Vincent Kennedy McMahon walks in, and Stacy Keibler turned. It's like Me Too, but 18 years before it even happened. And she's accusing Orton of like coming on to her and stuff like this. And even though it was Stacy that was placing Orton's big shovel-like hands on her body, but McMahon was like, "This is a fact. You're to pay me, Orton. Tonight you're going one-on-one with the Undertaker." Nah, that's Teddy Long. Fuck, I forgot. This is McMahon. So he's going. Unfortunately, he's not the Undertaker. He's going one-on-one with Hardcore Holly.
And we spent a lot of time, guys, here talking about a moment that wasn't actually on the fucking show.
And can I just say, Orton versus Hardcore Holly did not make the list as well. I don't think Hardcore Holly will ever make a top 5 list. Maybe if we were doing this during his Big Shot run, then perhaps.
You tell the Big Shot's looking.
Anyway, speaking of big shots, coming in at number 5, we've got Big Devon Dudley here, doing his collection, getting his money for himself, McMahon, and for God. He's going around the audience looking for donations, and some little white guy steals his money, runs off with it. Devon Dudley gives chase, manages to grab him into the floor. The money goes everywhere, scatters, big scramble, and Devon starts getting the kid, batters him, and puts him through a table.
Brilliant.
The table was kind of like not really set up because he didn't have Bubba Ray to help him, but the table was like it was like leaned against
the barricade.
Yeah, and it cracked. So it wasn't really a table spot, but he threw a kid into a table and it cracked a wee bit. So
it was brilliant.
You know what? It's
Big Reverend Devon.
Yeah, it's the first Devon top 5 moment. So you know what? Fair play to him. He deserves it. Coming at number 4 with the 6-man tag that was the first match of the night between Tajiri. Yeah, I mean, the fact this is making top 5 just shows you, how good some of these guys were. Tajiri, Billy and Chuck taking on Al Snow, Maven, and fucking Billy Kidman, the guy that nobody knows or cares about.
6 jobbers, but...
Yeah, towards the end of the match, Billy and Chuck have their pants pulled down, or have their trunks pulled down even, and they're wearing like thongs, and they run to the back, and then you've got Al Snow and Maven grabbing their tights, and they're chasing them to the back with their tights in hand.
Wearing them afterwards.
Yeah, you've got Al Snow and Maven chasing a bunch of guys in thongs to the back. Just looks fucking weird. Then Rico gets his tights taken down. He's wearing thongs as well. Al Snow and Maven put the fucking tights on and they're doing like a gay dance, mocking Billy and Chuck. And then you've got the action still going in the ring. Kidman looks like he's about to get put away. I thought Tajiri was going to win this 3-on-1, but in the end, Billy Kidman had a big face buster, hit the shooting star press, picks up the win. Will we get Kidman versus Tajiri rematch down the line? Probably. But like Kidman said, no one cared about when he was champ, and at the moment, no one really cares about. But he's a good wrestler. He's a good hand. He's a good cruiserweight. Let's be real. I'd say yes.
Yeah, I'd take him now.
I'd say Billy Kidman's
be world champ.
I'd say Billy Kidman's better than Seth Rollins and the likes.
Yep.
The guy can actually work. So
exactly.
Doesn't
injure people.
That's what it is. Plus, he had a good match with Tajiri at Backlash, which we will review later down the line. But anyway,
we've already reviewed it, guys. I'll be ranking the matches.
Ranking the matches, that's the one I meant. Anyway, coming in at number 3, we have Kurt Angle's shirt reveal.
Yes, we have got Kurt. He's been hyping this up throughout the whole night.
All right, he's excited. New shirt, new design.
We don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to find it. But Edge, we see snooping around in the back. We see Angle talking to the guys backstage, sorting out the camera photography, all that business.
Angle tells us the shirt will be available in the minimal size of XXL because because he mentions a whole list of his accomplishments. Everything's going to be on the shirt, and that's why it needs to be that size. So he basically tells all the crowd, look, you're fat fucks, but today it's going to be to your advantage.
It's your lucky day.
Because you can wear the Kurt Angle shirt. It's XXL.
Edge comes out, apologises to him. Angle thinks, oh, we're all buddies now.
I mean, did he not fall for the same shit 2 weeks ago?
I know, but he's a goofball, so it works.
Edge just stood in there. I mean, even when he reveals the t-shirt, he doesn't really think automatically, oh, that was Edge. It was just... He's like, who did this?
I know. It's like, yeah, isn't that me? Yeah, that shirt's me. It's all me.
He wants all the wee Asian small fry cameramen at the ringside to capture it. McMahon must have had a gimmick where he didn't want to pay American cameramen, so he thought, I'll get these guys for Asians and pay them $2 an hour or something. I don't know what the gimmick was. But anyway...
I mean, Dave Meltzer would fucking...
do it for free.
No,
he'd just sit there with a notepad.
He'd probably give these photography 5 stars.
Nah, it wasn't at Tokyo Dome. 4.5. Then Kurt Angle does the reveal, and the shirt says simply, you suck. And Edge is laughing, Kurt Angle's furious, and Edge says, you know, let's hit the music that inspired this lovely piece of art. And then Angle's theme song starts, and the crowd, you know, sing along with the chants, you suck. And I mean, really good. I think I said it in the SmackDown review, but I think this Angle Edge feud overall is probably the best feud that we've had since the brand split. I would say hands down.
I would say so.
I mean, I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any.
Yeah, because
I think other feuds have had really good moments, but it's been hit and miss.
No, but let's be real. Since the brand split, I mean, you've kind of got Austin who's feuding with the NWO and Taker, but Taker now seems to be feuding with Triple H, who's been feuding with Hogan and Jericho, and then The Rock's been in there. There's been no feud singular.
I mean, I love Austin and Taker, but even then, a lot of their stuff involved Ric Flair, who was ruining it. Whereas I feel like all the Angle Edge stuff's been good. Yep. Although they did have a match on this show that involved Albert, which was, you know, not making the list either, by the way. The less we see Albert, the better. But I definitely think Edge Angle feud has been the best thing we've seen since the brand split happened. Coming in at number 2, we have the first backstage segment of the night. It was Tajiri. He comes in.
You wanted backlash?
Basically, Billy is massaging oil into Chuck, and Rico's like, no, that's not how you don't touch him up like that. You touch him up like this, and then Rico gets his big hands on the shoulder blades of Chuck, and he's like rubbing them and all that stuff.
Chucky
a lot
boy.
Of homoerotic shit there. And then Tajiri comes in, and Billy and Chuck are like marking it. They're marking it as if they're Meltzer and Tajiri's Okada.
Yep.
And they're, oh, Tajiri's, oh no.
You wanted backlash, didn't you, my friend?
And so they're all shaking his hand, and then Tori comes in beside Tajiri, and then they're acting as if Tori's got AIDS, and they're like scared of her, and like, oh, and it's Tori also. Stay away from me, Tori. Tori. So, you know, that was funny automatically. Then Billy has a conversation with Tajiri in Japanese, and he was talking about his impressive win of Backlash, and he's the new cruiserweight champion, and all this shit. So good stuff there. Rico starts a lot of nonsense. I mean, a lot of the divas were touched up in this set, but I mean, come on, it was good. It was consensual. I'm pretty sure Lita says it's all right. Paul Heyman, you can go through my thongs for the storyline. Fucking, I mean, it's not as if she just walked into a dressing room and Paul Heyman was going through her shit without her knowledge.
This was like MTRs,
but that's what I mean.
Or something,
I think people need to remember like that. They're agreeing to this. It's fake. Do you know what I mean? It's not real. Tori Wilson is allowing Rico to fucking look up her dress or whatever. So I mean, it's not. Oh, she's looking up her dress. How many times have we seen her in the ring with a bikini on anyway? Exactly. So if you pull off her dressing gown, I mean, what's no difference?
There's no difference between this and when Austin battered JR. He's not actually battering his best fucking friend.
I know, but regardless, Rico's like putting his hands all over Tori, and then he says something. She kind of pushes him out the way. Tajiri's like, no, you let him touch you up. I don't care if you're my girlfriend. He can put his hands all over you.
I want the headband.
Yeah, well, I've got to that part yet.
I did it for the headband.
Yeah, so Rico says Rico says Tori Wilson.
Georgie?
Rico says I'm almost speaking Japanese here. It's hard to do two languages at the same. Hard to do two languages at the same time. I miss Tai and Tai. Should have put Tajiri with Tai and Tai, can you imagine?
I know.
They could be his translator.
I know. Indeed.
So you've got those two are the translators like Tajiri, and then there's some other cunt backstage on the mic then translation for Tai and Tai. Oh, be epic.
You've got Tajiri speaking in fluent Japanese, Emmons, and broken Japanese, and then you've just got Indeed.
Indeed. Rico seems to think Tori Wilson's got a massive forehead. I've never really noticed it, to be honest. I don't think she has, but I'll definitely keep an eye.
I think it was just more to do with...
I know to get the headband gimmick over, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like something they just make up to get a headband over back then.
Well, I guess what he was going for.
Like, but does she have a big forehead? I'm never really... Like, see if you say to Sonya Deville here, you've got a fucking massive...
Put it this way, right?
If you say to Sonya Deville, you've got a massive snout. I mean, Triple H, I think... Not the way Triple H gave Seth Rollins the pedigree maneuver to use. I think he gave Sonya Deville the nose. Because Sonya Deville's nose is...
He's talking to Tori Wilson and Tajiri.
Oh, well, hold on here.
Tajiri has his hair down, blocking his forehead. Well, she had it tied back,
yeah,
so
but
therefore her forehead looked bigger. That's my logic. That's what I got from it.
Do you not agree Sonya Deville's got a big nose?
It's fucking massive. It's bigger than Triple H's.
It is, isn't it?
Added on top of Triple H's.
Well, but she
turns around and pokes Adam Pearce's eyes out.
I mean, Triple H used a shovel. She doesn't need a shovel. She can just fucking dig with her nose. But anyway, back to the Tajiri segment. So he's going to give Tori Wilson the bandana to hide her massive forehead, and Tajiri's like, no, bandana, me want bandana. Bandana, banana, ho ho ho. Tajiri takes the bandana and wraps it around his forehead, and I guess he's now a member of Billy and Chuck, and God knows what they're getting up to the hotel room tonight. I don't think they'll be playing video games. They won't be playing video games like Xavier Woods and Kenny Omega. But anyway, I mean, it was a great segment. Then they make their way to the ring. They leave Tori there. Then Tajiri comes back and goes, ho, ho, follow me, ho, ho. Hey. Yes. So, I mean, awesome. It is weird. I mean, seeing you look at the rosters, right, you probably never thought, when we started this top 5 list, right, you never thought stuff with Tajiri would be second. You probably never thought, you never thought a Sean Stasiak moment would make top 5, first. Never mind first.
Back to back.
It just goes to show you, like, legit, everyone in this era, I'm not exaggerating, like, 99% of the people were great.
I know.
Like, there's just, like, the odd person you see and you're like, oh, like, see a Hardcore Holly or an Albert.
Big Show.
Or a Big Show. But I'm trying to think. I see Mr. Perfect and I'm like, But, I mean, apart from that, I mean, borderline everyone's great, so... but anyway, last and certainly not least, coming in number 1, Jericho versus Triple H, number 1 contender match. Great main event. Went 20 minutes, which I believe was longer than their Mania match. Definitely a hell of a lot better than their Mania match. Shitload of counters.
Was it just due to Stephanie not being there?
It could have been. I think that's what ruined that story. It was like Stephanie versus Triple H. I mean, I could understand it if it was for the belt, but when it's for the belt, like no, that needed. See, it's that whole. I don't think that should have been for the title. I mean, that should have been like Stephanie gets, I don't know, pays someone a hired gun to take on Triple H.
I know.
You can't put that hard into the Undisputed Championship feud. It doesn't make any sense. Like that. See the match.
You had Austin against Jericho.
The match at Mania, right, was so bad that it wouldn't have been any worse if fucking the feud was Stephanie McMahon versus Triple H and she paid Albert to beat up Triple H and have the match with Triple H at Mania.
Well,
you think
Albert against Triple H at Mania?
You think it would have been worse than what we got?
Yes, it's fucking Albert.
Fair enough.
Big, greasy, smelly.
So anyway, Albert was the end of this match on SmackDown, and it was fucking great. Both guys booked strong. I mean, Jericho didn't even lose. Jericho ended up winning, and he actually looked like a main event here. I feel like sometimes with Jericho, you never really know how they're going to book him. Sometimes they're kind of...
half in, half out.
Yeah, it's like his Undisputed run. He bloody couldn't win a match clean to save his life. Even when he was taking on mid-card guys, like...
Fucking... That was...
I remember RVD had him beat clean. He couldn't be RVD clean, but I mean, he took on someone.
Spike Dudley.
Is that who it was?
I think it was.
He took on someone and barely got the win. Like, it looked like he was about to get beat.
I think he got a match against.
Yeah, I think he had to cheat to beat Taz, whereas Austin beat Taz in like 30 seconds.
Austin beat the entire alliance in 30 seconds.
He did, aye. But yeah, this match was great. Jericho kept count on the pedigree. even when Triple H went for the third time, it looked like Jericho was about to go out. Then Taker comes in and Jericho gets a roll up, beats Triple H. Then at the end of the match, Triple H gets battered by Jericho and Taker. Hogan runs down to make the save about 5 minutes too late. The show goes off there. But yeah, man, it was a good SmackDown, lots of good moments, and that is our top 5 moments, guys. So number 1 is Jericho versus Triple H. Number 2, backstage segment with Billy, Chuck, Rico, Tajiri, and Tori. Number 3 was Kurt Angle's shirt reveal. Number 4 was the opening match, the 6-man tag with Tajiri, Billy, Chuck versus Maven, Al Snow, and Kidman. And number 5 was Devon's collection spree. Big shout out to Randy Orton making his debut. It was an honourable mention. We'll give him, that's like a 5.5 / number 6.
We don't do 5.5s around here, Randy.
If you're not 5th, you're last. But well, I guess 5th is last
Right,
as well.
Let's just end this.
Good SmackDown. Until next time.
Right.